I was f***ing miserable for a f***ing week. F***ing killed my f***ing dog.
You got a crazy pregnant.
Jen Harley was arrested Saturday night on charges of domestic battery with a deadly weapon.
Now they're calling me the incarceration.
Can't put your hands on me again.
Seriously?
Seriously, put your f***ing hands on me again.
Ron met his match with Jen.
MTV is wrong for funding and promoting toxic relationships. On the show Jersey Shore, they have exploited Ronnie, taking a mentally ill man-child and putting him on national television. At this point, Ronnie has publicly gotten physical with 3 of his partners, and the volatile cycle continues to thrive. So let's get into it. Reality TV producers love to take vulnerable people, put them on TV to create content. They exploit mentally ill people and throw money at them while they ruin their lives. And today, I want to talk a little bit about the Jersey Shore, because I feel like they just grabbed this group of people, put them into a house, and watched them fall apart. Some of them worse than others. And Ronnie has had a lot of issues when it comes to domestic violence. So today, we're going to talk about his criminal past. Back in 2021, Jersey Shore star Ronnie was arrested after an alleged domestic violence assault. If you guys don't remember Ronnie, he's a big guy, so I would be scared to get into a fight with him, let alone like his partner, like a woman. He was arrested in the morning after suspicion of getting violent with an intimate partner who was left with injuries. The reality star was taken to the Van Nuys jail before being released later that day on a $100,000 bond. At this point, he was actually taking care of his daughter, who he shares with Jen Harley. She was 3 years old at this point, and I guess the daughter was then taken to the mother's care after Ronnie got violent. And I can't imagine getting violent in front of your child. I mean, 3 years old, you would hope they can't remember, but if it's that traumatic, they might.
Guess who was arrested again for domestic violence again? According to the latest update, he was released on bond, $100,000. This time, his ex, Jen Harley, was not involved, as her current boyfriend clarified. This is his new girlfriend, however, she has not posted today. I hope she is okay. This is really bad news for Ronnie because he was already on probation from the DV incident that involved Jen Harley. I think what's also really sad is that he currently had custody of his daughter, 3 years old Ariana, who he shares with Jen Harley. And Jen has been posting updates on her Instagram like this one. He was busted and arrested in LA, where his current girlfriend resides. I really do hope she's okay. I'm not surprised though, coming from Ronnie. We all know he's a piece of shit.
What's scary about Ronnie is that he's a repeat offender. So a man like this, they've got issues. He needs deep therapy because he will do it again. He was already on probation for getting violent with his ex, his baby mama, Jen Harley, back in 2020. So like a year prior. Ronnie pled no contest to 1 count of domestic battery and 1 count of resisting arrest. So even when he got arrested, he got physical with the cops. What's unfortunate is that Ronnie and Jen have a toxic relationship history, each having accused each other of and infidelity. And what's really sad about these issues and these mentally ill people on reality TV, which shout out to you TLC, because every show you have seems to have the most mentally unstable people ever, but we see it play out online and on TV, and it's something that sticks with you and really changes how the world sees you as a person, especially when you can get so violent and angry in front of everyone else.
Is Ronnie when Jen is not answering his phone calls?
Phone calls. I'm definitely worried about Ronnie at this particular point. Yeah. He is exhibiting a lot of characteristics of somebody that is in a dark place right now. Seems like a situation, guys.
Why are you out? Who got out? Ronnie.
I've gone days without speaking to Jen. I'm worried that there's really something wrong. This is not good. Could somebody have taken a picture of the club last night? Yes. And now she's not answering his phone calls. Holy shit. Oh, God. Holy shit, dude.
Well, if they knew that there was paparazzi in there, why would Ron be dancing with a girl?
So that clip was pretty easy going, but you can see how upset Ronnie gets and how he has to completely disconnect from what he's doing in that moment to go and see whatever Jen is doing. And it's kind of hypocritical because he was seen dancing with girls at the club, and so then his partner wasn't responding to him, and now he's angry at her. In September 2019, there was an article published titled "Ronnie and Jen Have Broken Up Again." Keep in mind, this is shortly after their daughter was born, but the source was quoted saying that they've broken up and she's moved out of the house. Ron wants to focus on his daughter and her well-being, which good, that would be great. News of their split comes hours after Jen alleged on her Instagram story that Ronnie had been spending time with another girl over the weekend. She then posted a photo of a quote by Shelley Lewis about addiction, which reads, "Addiction not only hurts the addict, it hurts the family, kids, friends, and the people who try to get them help," trying to insinuate that Ronnie's got some sort of addiction issue. I don't understand how the Jersey Shore has stayed on for so long. I mean, I loved the show initially, but they keep making reboots, and we see a lot of this play out on TV.
Ronnie is crying right now. Something must be going on that you're not telling us about.
I'm going through hell with her. Every move I make, I'm scared that my child's gonna be gone.
He's finally started opening up to us, and we see all the demons coming out.
I have nothing to go to.
You got a crazy pregnant. She's gonna always win until you become a man.
When she says, "I'll take your kid," she takes my kid. You don't get that. Like, it's like at a point where I gotta go like this to see my kid.
It blows my mind that Ron doesn't understand that he has options. He can follow the proper protocol and legal steps and then let Jen up.
I think he doesn't want to take the final step and actually really go to the legal process because he doesn't want his daughter to grow up in a single household.
There's nothing wrong with being in a single household.
The only one's gonna lose in the next couple weeks is the baby. Okay? In my mind, the baby's gonna
Lose if you guys stay together. That's how she's gonna lose. Are you scared? Like, do you love Jen?
I think he just doesn't want to lose the kid.
Fathers get chances.
No, they don't.
She has a record. You have a better chance.
That clip almost made me emotional. That's why I think maybe these shows continue, because these are real life things. And I've, like, you know, people like myself and other people, they've been in situations like Ronnie or like Jen's where it's just such a toxic relationship that you truly need to get out of it. But their relationship goes way worse than this. I mean, it's just, this is the beginning of the roller coaster. She actually posted in response online to this episode and wrote, "I hated to post this tonight, but I can't keep taking the by MTV and Ron and the cast. Everyone always apologizes to me for the things they say online, but it seems like Jen is over it. And Jen hasn't really had the opportunity to prove herself through MTV. MTV has been kind of coddling Ron and his storyline. She says that I can prove everything. I'm the one bullied and by everyone. Just because I don't post the things that happen to me doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Isn't it weird you never hear my side of the story?" Well, it does seem like she has had her opportunity to get on the show before. And it doesn't seem like the rest of the cast is a big fan of Jen, which really does put her in an awkward place.
Yo, so who's gonna say something to Jen right away? Anybody?
No way.
I'm scared.
No.
Guys,
Somebody gotta call her out though.
they're coming.
They're here. They're here. Oh my God.
Take off your seatbelts. Jen's coming to dinner.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Oh, there they all are.
Your mugshot, you look hot.
Oh my God.
Yo, that is the most gangster mugshot.
So gangster.
There goes Jenny.
Nobody was talking. It was awkward. Felt the need to just, let's make a joke, guys.
Now they're calling me the incarceration.
Oh.
They're like, "Who's the incarceration now?" I'm like, damn.
Karma.
I apologize. Like, I know everything sounds so psycho and like crazy.
We want the best for you guys, both you guys. We want Ronnie to be happy.
I don't know if you guys caught that, but at the end of the clip, it looked like Ronnie was crying, which he's such an emotional guy, which kind of adds like up when it comes to him being so aggressive. Like, I noticed, like, even meeting some friends out in town and things like that, I've met people who, like, they just automatically go to anger, which is scary when you're an emotional man and your first coping mechanism is to get mad. I was surprised to see this quote from Malika. I guess she dated Ronnie back in 2017. She's known as Khloe Kardashian's best friend, but she was quoted saying that Ronnie and I are really, truly opposites. His love language is very aggressive. It's verbally aggressive. It's physically aggressive. It's just the way he expresses himself, which that's not a really great way to describe someone. I would not want to date someone who's so aggressive. But Jen isn't 100% innocent in her toxic relationship with Ronnie. Like you guys heard, they were talking about her mugshot because back in July 2018, we learned that Jen actually wasn't going to be facing domestic battery charges after she allegedly threw an ashtray at Ronnie during a New Year's Eve party. She was mad about something she saw on his phone and she freaked out. She allegedly lunged at Ronnie and took an ashtray from the table and threw it at his head, busting his nose and his lip. Ooh, can you imagine like those heavy like glass ashtrays and just like having it chucked at your face? It's almost like throwing a brick at someone. And looking at Ronnie's injuries, they're pretty intense. I mean, his nose was busted up. She definitely got him really good, which is not good at all. And actually, she was arrested after she called the police saying that someone had a gun. When authorities responded, they found out that Jen had an outstanding warrant from the New Year's Eve incident. So she was going to get off the hook, I guess, for that initial ashtray situation, but she didn't because she called the police herself and claimed that someone had a gun when it doesn't seem like they actually did.
Jen Harley is in trouble in Las Vegas again. The ex-girlfriend of Jersey Shore star Ronnie Ortiz Magro was arrested by Metro. Here's her old mugshot. Court documents show she was arrested Saturday night on charges of domestic battery and assault with a deadly weapon. She has a $5,000 bail. This isn't the first time she's had run-ins with the law in Las Vegas. Back in 2018, she was arrested for domestic battery, but the charges were later dropped.
I'm sure you guys have the same questions I do. Where's their daughter in the middle of all of this? Thankfully, their daughter was supposedly with Ron's family members while he was traveling for a work commitment. His number one priority is his daughter, not Jen. So that's good that they're at least putting her first. But the thing is, this behavior, acting so toxic with each other, that's not putting your daughter first because she's like going to grow up with this and experience this and think that this is normal. After Jen arrived home after jail, she supposedly found that her home was ransacked, and she told authorities that she believes that Ronnie broke in. However, a source close to Ronnie, which I don't think this really helps his case, told the news that he never broke in, but he busted a table while he was there because they were fighting. Busted a table, like a glass table or a wood table, or I mean, that sounds pretty ransacked to me. A spokesperson for the Las Vegas Police Department confirmed that patrol officers responded to the residence around 2:15 a.m. for a report of a possible burglary and destruction of property. Officers learned that the victim had an argument with her boyfriend at a club prior to getting home. The officers observed that several items in the home were damaged, including a television and picture frames. And it looks like at this point there was also a domestic violence report filed by Ronnie against Jen around the same time. And supposedly December 31st, 2018, around 11 p.m., she got physical with him. In addition to the domestic violence, there's also a ton of issues when it comes to cheating. And it's happened publicly too, because on the show, Jersey Shore Family Vacation, Ronnie got a little too close for comfort with a woman he brought home from the club in Miami, all while Jen Harley was 7 months pregnant back in Las Vegas. Even his friends like Pauly D told him that it's not worth it, telling him to just, back up and do not cheat on your girlfriend who's literally about to give birth.
The man is like considering it. He's like, I know I'm gonna do this. This sucks. He's like, I can't help it. We thought that like he was gonna be like, guys, you guys are crazy, I'm going to bed. He's like laughing, like, oh God, like what am I gonna do? This is bad.
Are we gonna go in the jacuzzi?
Oh my God. I can't stay up that much longer.
I'll go in the pool.
All right. I mean, might as well because I'm here.
Yeah. Jen ain't gonna like this.
I think I should go to bed. The voice inside of me, go to bed. Man, we got a situation. Women in hot tubs are Ronnie's kryptonite, okay? When Jewish Barbie comes out with her bathing suit, Ronnie will be left powerless.
Something interesting about this show is that they are filming non-stop, and the next day he immediately regretted what he had did. He said, crying, because he's always crying, I'm a bad guy. Like right now, I'm just feeling like crap. I've been thinking about last night. I made a mistake. I effed up, and it's something I need to tell Jen. I feel like it's something that needs to be out there, and I think she'll respect me for that, or she's going to leave me for it. I'm just thinking the worst. The end of mine and Jen's relationship, custody battles, just a bunch of crap I don't want to go through, and I don't want to put my kid through. If she is done and it hurts because we put so much effort in it and for it, just for it to go away so quickly. It's kind of heartbreaking.
I wish I could get in the jacuzzi. It sounds so good. Has it even been used yet?
Huh?
Has anybody gotten it yet?
What?
The jacuzzi?
Just the first night when all those people came back.
Were you in there?
I would be scared to be Ronnie because these two both seem to act with aggression and she knows that there's something up here. We've also seen a lot of petty things play out online. Like for instance, Ronnie called out his ex-girlfriend Jen for keeping videos of her getting intimate with her partners on her phone. He wrote online, note to self, can't turn a natural born hoe into a housewife. If you find them in the gutter, leave them in the gutter. Not all people can be saved when they're gone so far. All you can say is that you did your best and keep it moving. And a little Instagram story. Okay, you know, that's not too bad, but they like to go live and fight. And that's where I get scared.
Let's zoom in on that. Go ahead.
Get out of my face,
Let's zoom in on that. Come on.
Stop. Get off me.
Let's zoom in on that. Let's zoom in on that.
Get back
Why
the
don't
fuck
you want
up.
to show that? Why
Back
don't you
the
want to
fuck
show
up.
that? Why don't
Back
you want
up.
to show that? Huh? Why don't you look? Why don't you want to show that? Huh?
And of course, Jen's a fighter as well. I mean, they seem like a perfect match in hell together. So she responded as well. She wrote, can't turn a cokehead into a father, which that's pretty hurtful because you know being a father is a big part of his identity. But there's some things that you cannot erase from online. And them getting physical on an Instagram live is something that makes me incredibly uncomfortable. And I kind of question why, like, their bosses don't step in. I mean, these people are public figures. They represent MTV. Why do like networks like MTV and TLC and MTV, they love to just like make their stars look like absolute crap in the public?
Why don't you want to show that? Show you getting ass like a hooker. Put your hands on me again.
Seriously?
Seriously. Put your hands on me again. I dare you. I dare you. No, I'm gonna delete that photo.
You're right. Don't touch me, bro.
Get off of me.
You're right. You're right.
Get off of me.
Stop, Ron.
Seriously, no, she wants the fucking live.
Clearly major communication issues here, and seeing that like makes me like full body chills, uncomfortable, don't like that. Can't imagine that there's a kid living in that home. During season 2 of the Jersey Family Shore Vacation, Ronnie decided to stop by the couple's home to check on their dogs because they had been fighting at this point, and he found Jen's dog dead in the pool. He grabbed his dog and put it in a safe spot. Jen then thinks that Ronnie drowned her dog and went crazy trying to find him. She went on a rampage. I honestly don't believe that Ronnie would have hurt her dog. I mean, this source says that Ron's done a lot of stupid things in his life, but he isn't wrong this time. A second source told People that Ronnie stopped by the house after Jen was unresponsive to him. This was when he found the deceased dog. He's devastated over the dog, which I would be too. Like, a dog dying, that sounds horrific. One of my dogs, very old dog, but she drowned in our pool, and that was like, I mean, that's horrible. Imagine your dog drowning. It's such a stressful way for them to die.
After you drown my dog, that's what you preferred.
There we go.
That's what you preferred. That's what you preferred. Not to comfort me and how the I felt. But you felt that you had to say you prefer French fries over tater tots. So Jenna say it's how I was feeling, how I hurt, how I was miserable for a week over my dog. You don't care about her. You killed her. Yes, you did want to admit it. Yes, you did. And you're out there saying you prefer over me? Huh? That's what you said? You prefer her over me when you killed my fucking dog? That's what you prefer? That's what you prefer. Get off me.
Honestly, I kind of support Ronnie putting the hashtags about, like, you know, battered men, because you can hear that she's just like not even rationally thinking. And that's what's so scary about emotion sometimes. Like, it can blur your morality and you just don't even operate like a normal person. And honestly, I'm very grateful that I have the coping skills to never get myself into that point. And of course, Jen did confirm that this argument was about the dog, but she doesn't really admit that, you know, Ronnie did not kill the dog. And I feel like maybe she still has a deep gut feeling that he would do that. And she says that her dog could swim perfectly. So who really knows? Can you imagine if Ronnie did like dunk that dog in and killed it? I mean, that is actually psychopathic behavior if she believes it. This fight actually played out on television, which is horrible for the couple. The context was kind of lost here, but the video, like the visuals of seeing them fight, I mean, that just sticks in your mind.
Same thing that always happens. Life's gonna be chaos. You were driving me crazy.
How?
You keep holding my kid over me
How?
all the time.
She's home,
Every
bro.
time.
She's home.
All you do is use that kid as a...
You're a psychopath. You're a loser. You're a piece. You're a piece of.
Whoa, okay.
You're calling me.
Ronnie was quoted saying that Jen came by and came into the suite, spit in my face, and put her hands on me. Cops came here and I said, listen, that's domestic violence. I don't want to go and press charges. They go, it doesn't matter. In the state of Nevada, we have to. Ronnie has a point here because when it comes to their fights, Jen does like to use their daughter Ariana as some type of leverage, which is super messed up because then that, like, he's living in a state of paranoia that he can't even like live normally or be a functioning person without the risk of losing his daughter because this woman has all the control, which I don't think is necessarily true because legally, if you look at their track record, they both have a lot of charges. So I don't think that she would get full custody, but it's still a legal battle that nobody wants to get into. Now we need to talk about the situation where Jen dragged Ronnie with her car. This mugshot comes from this moment where there was an incident where I guess she briefly dragged Ronnie with her car while their infant daughter was in the back seat. Ronnie and Jen were at a barbecue with friends on the day of her arrest, where they got into a verbal fight. On the drive home, the fight escalated and Jen was pummeling in his face. He was screaming for her to stop the car as she was driving. She hit the medium and got a flat tire, which caused her to slow down. He begged her to get out and open the door, but she continued to pull away while he was getting out and tore up his arm. It's a mess from the road rash and from being dragged along the street as he was caught in the belt. Wow, that sounds horrific. I think at this point, Ronnie knows that he and Jen are not right for each other. The entire world knows, the Jersey Shore cast knows, everyone sees this toxic relationship. And it's hard to miss it when they're blasting everything online. Actually, at some point, he posted a story saying that she was trying to extort him for money. He actually has her saved as the fakest, which is very immature. And she said that she needs $20,000 for publicly being humiliated by him and I guess MTV. And I do question her ability to be a mother because it seems like she likes to party and drink and just leave her baby behind for Ronnie to show up and find his baby just chilling without any parent around.
October 21st, I came to drop the baby off with Jen. She did not come home last night. She wants to be out drunk with her friends while her baby's sick. Jen is nowhere to be found. Bed's completely made. For the record, it is October 20-something. Hold on.
So I'm officially worried about their kid, especially when the domestic violence continues to get worse. Just weeks later, Ronnie shared a photo of his bruised face and black eye on Instagram, blaming Jen for it and apologizing for lying to his friends to protect her. Jen responded to the allegation by posting a screenshot of an alleged text message conversation between the two, captioning the truth about the black eye. Ronnie writes, "I love you and you're blanking on me. I'll fix it, baby. You want me to post something? Say that thing. I reacted out of anger and it was a double-sided incident and we are working on making things better." She writes, "Nah, it looks like you're scared of me. You had to." He said, "No, because it's the truth. Get the F out of here. You legit make me want to puke right now." So I don't know how this like really proves that she didn't like give him the black eye. It actually seems like he's trying to like low-key save her in this situation, probably because at this point they've had so much bad press. While I think everyone's worried about Jen and Ronnie's well-being being with each other, I'm glad that the Jersey Shore cast is asking about the daughter.
Where's the baby right now, too?
She's with my friend.
Okay. This girl, Jen, leaves a brand new baby to come out and probably get into a fight. That only shows me how crazy this girl actually is.
Ron met his match with Jen. No matter how hard Ron tries to clap, Jen claps back 10 times full.
It does seem like Jen claps back very hard. She's that type of woman, and I would be scared. I mean, I'm not into women anyways, obviously, but I would be scared to be with that woman. I'd be scared to be with Ronnie too, because they both are just such an emotional mess. But remember that incident with the Ashtray. That was a few weeks after this black eye, and that's whenever Jen went on to say that her home was broken into, and this moment was actually captured on the show.
We robbed the house last night. The baby was sleeping.
Oh my god. Get the f out of here.
You alright? You alright? You should stay there. Where's the baby sleeping?
Jen is up to no good because the last time I talked to Ronnie, he had blocked Jen. And I think she's just doing this to get Ronnie to talk to her.
Put your get Carmen, get the baby, get the out of the house and go to the other house. Why would you stay there? It's not making sense right now. Like if they come back, then what are you gonna do?
Yeah, right. She's lying. This girl, she probably did it.
Can you not stay there though? Why would you stay there?
Yo, this girl's so vindictive. She's so evil. It's not even funny.
Like, you got broke into the house while you were sleeping and then you found a bag of bullets in your backyard. I think you should get out of there. Well, can you please leave now? Because now you have me scared and I'm halfway around the country.
That didn't happen. She didn't get robbed. There was no home invasion. That didn't happen. She's using that to talk to him again. Now they talk to him again. Now they get back together. Feel bad for the baby and blah, blah, blah.
There you go. I didn't have to say
And, this, that, the other thing. And then as far as somebody dropping a box of bullets, no one does that.
Now, at this point, they were broken up, and it does seem like she's trying to leverage this probably to get him back in her life, which kind of makes sense. I mean, in a toxic relationship, you'll run to that person in a time of need. And I mean, any relationship, you go to that person in a time of need. And if it's toxic, it's going to end up being toxic all over again. Them having a daughter definitely changes the dynamic. And I think that's why they continue to try to save their online reputation. Them posting back and forth and similar statements, trying to tell the world that they're working on it and they're okay and they're totally fine. But at this point, there's a clear cycle here, and there's a child who's now caught up in it. Now, in April 2021, Ronnie found himself in more trouble. Jersey Shore fans demand that Ronnie be fired from the series after he's arrested for domestic violence again. We actually started this video by talking about this incident, but he got physical with someone named Safari, someone he, I guess, was casually dating, and he was arrested for this. And I think at this point, fans are just super fed up because we've watched him get with Sammy Sweetheart, remember the sweetest B word you'll ever meet, and Jen Harley. So then now we have a third victim, Safari, and it's becoming too much of a pattern. Actually, throwback to Sammy, because I feel like I see a lot of Jen and Ronnie's dynamic in his relationship with Sammy, and she honestly dodged a bullet with that one.
This is what I want. This is what I should be done at this point. What needs to be done. You know about this? I do. You will never find someone like me.
Some people write in the comments, I agree, he should have been kicked off the show. It's obvious that he has a problem. Another person writes, disgusting. I'm tired of the rest of the cast excusing this dude. And the fans have a point here. I mean, after his third partner has now suffered his abuse, I don't think that he should be funded by MTV. You guys are giving him the financial freedom and the power and the popularity to go and do this to multiple women, even with his track record. I mean, he's obviously still getting girls and then doing this to them. One person wrote, at this point, he should be let go by MTV. There are other castmates that can provide drama. This man-child does not bring anything good with him. Another person writes, he has always been in a and he has to go. If Sally Ann and MTV cared about abuse victims, they need to cut Ron effing loose. Finally, this person writes, enough is enough now. The producers of all people know what a monster he is. I still don't know why they decided to frame Jen spitting on him as an act of abuse on her part rather than her, in this case, normally reacting to someone who murdered her dog. How do they live with themselves? I couldn't do it. And I couldn't do it either. And that's why I started this video in the beginning talking about these producers and how these networks put these people in horrible, compromising situations. I think it's sick, and we've got some more work to do when it comes to unpacking TLC and MTV and all these other reality stars and their shows. So I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Leave some video ideas below, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.